So how am I ruthless in building my business? Is by providing the best car wash experience that's known, that's available. So we really focus on cleaning the car. Generating revenue, more revenue, is all about car count, membership count. So if we can take a consumer that maybe doesn't professionally wash their car and convert them over to a monthly member, you know, we're creating a market that currently doesn't exist. So that's what we're focused on. These car wash conveyors only run at 20 or 30% capacity. So if we can take more of those drivers on the road and make them use a professional wash, it's a win-win. You know, I think the industry right now is doing around $8 billion a year in sales. It's growing. It's probably going to double over the next 10 to 20 years. So there's a lot of opportunity in the car wash space right now with all the private equity money that's coming in. The status and the bar is being raised as far as what people in the car wash industry can make, what the customers will pay. So on and so forth. So it's really exciting time to be in the industry and to be a car wash professional. You know, this location was a challenge to build. You know, it had some issues as far as, you know, how to get power to the lot. You know, we had some construction issues, but now that we've got it open, it's our top performing store and it's not even a year old. So we look forward to the growth here because, you know, most car washes will continue to grow for year 2, 3, 4. So we're really excited about what this, you know, opportunity presents for the company, and we look forward to develop more sites just like this. What are the operation standards that we uphold here? Number one is we greet the customer at the sales station. We educate the customer to what we offer here, and then we tell them about our unlimited program. We suggest that people, if they're local to the area, join the unlimited program, that they wash on a regular basis to keep their car looking good. And then when the customer pulls around to the car wash bay, we make sure that we provide them the safest, most effective wash process that's available with today's technology. When your vehicle comes in here, it's surveyed by 6 high-definition 4K cameras that we look at every square inch of your car, the front, the back, the sides, the wheels, the tires, everything is surveyed before it goes through the wash. Then when we wash the car, after the wash, we have the same camera system on the exit in, so we can tell and prove to you that the car wash is safe. So we have people that claim that we cause scratches or claim that we cause damage, and 90% of the time we go back and review that video, we see that the damage was there before they came in the wash. So as the customer pulls up, the first thing we do at Cheetah Clean is we stop the car before they come into the conveyor. We pre-treat the front grille area. We make sure we get the mirrors and the windshield completely pre-treated, the tops, the bottoms, the sides, corner to corner, 100% saturation. We also observe down the side of the vehicle. We're looking for rocker panels that may need pre-treating, mold, mildew, bird droppings. We're looking in the wheel wells if we have to do mud removal. So if you take a look at this windshield and mirror here, you can see it's 100% saturated. So that starts a process that we call in the industry, we call it dwell time. So the longer that chemical sits and penetrates the soil on the vehicle, the more apt it is to come off. So that's the first step to the Cheetah Clean process. Use your wipers. Okay, yeah. So the second part of the process is we take our highly lubricated Beast brush that has the fibers on one side and has the yellow Swiss Tex Do-All scrubber on the other end, and we agitate the detergent that we put on. And then at that point in this setup with two people here with the belted conveyor, they do that first.
Stop there, neutral.
She loads the customer. She tells the customer, put it in neutral, foot off the brake. At that point, they are high pressuring the vehicle. Yeah. Last but not least, we observe the wheels. If it's a really dirty wheel, we'll apply a hand apply pre-treat to the wheel surface. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, this is the camera system that monitors the cars as they go through the tunnel. They basically have sophisticated camera technology that puts a box around the car and monitors its progress. If anything, if a customer puts his car in drive or whatever, it'll shut down the conveyor. Right here we have our CarPix terminal. We can see how many cars are in queue here. You can also monitor the point of sale stations. You can see where they're at on the screen out there as well. You have current prep time, current wait time. Then we have our 96 button keypad, start and stop switch. Then we've got, this is the controller, the tunnel controller, Laguna Industries. It's the best controller on the market. It's most reliable. You can turn functions on and off here. And then we have basically the way we set up our prep bay is we have 4 different work areas. You'll see the brushes mounted here and there, so we can run a 5-person team in here and achieve 100 cars an hour while maintaining a hand wash finish on the vehicle. So we outperform other car washes because we truly get the cars cleaner than other car washes do. So we've got our grand entrance arches here. The deal on the pavement is a chemical tire applicator. So we have 2 of those in the tunnel. There's another one right there. And then we have lower set of side washers, top brush comes on. These things clean the wheels. Then over here we have 1 set of side washers. You got one here, you got another one here. And so they're positioned in a unique manner, they're offset. So over here you've got, this is your wraparound. So they call this the wraparounds because it comes to the center line on the car and then it actually wraps around the entire vehicle. It gets the front, sides, and rear of the vehicle. So we're getting the lower sides, we're getting all the side, top sides. These spin against the car. The wraparounds are counterclockwise. They spin off of the car, so it gets different aspects of the car. We've got a third CTA is right here. So we've got 3 different types of wheel cleaners going on here. One of the issues that we have with the belt is that it makes the wheel cleaning harder. So that's one reason we have 3 CTAs. Then we've got another set of wraps here. You've got soap applicators, detergent. These are banana foamers. They're all throughout here. These are rotating, 0-degree rotating nozzles. And so these devices, they get the front of the car, the inside of the wheel well. They also track the wheel. They have a pivot point. So they'll track with the car. Then we have another top brush. So we've got two brushes that hit the top of the car. So we're getting the top of the car really clean. And then we come into our reverse osmosis. Spot-free arch is here. And we have a custom-made mirror blaster. So the final step of the wash process is the cheetah ceramic finish. It provides a long-lasting shine, gives added durability to the paint. And then we come through here. If you look up here, there's a rain bar. So the cheetah ceramic goes on, and then we have a fresh water rinse that goes on after the application of the ceramic. And then this blower here is called a flash blower. So what it does is it creates turbulence in the rinse area, and it creates the water break off the car. So as you see a car go through the car wash, and a good car wash, you're gonna see the water bead up at this point, and then it's gonna start, all the water is gonna shed off the car. So the cool thing about this tunnel is it's got a lot of drip space. So we start our water break there, and we've got 25 feet of drip space. So by the time it gets to the blower, a lot of the water has been shed off of the car. Out front here, you can see the pad here. We also have cameras. Basically, we monitor every car as it goes through here, and we put a box around it. The computer system's pretty sophisticated, and it tracks the cars. So if a car moves forward, it'll shut down the conveyor. Also, this pad here, if a car sits at the exit of the conveyor and another car's coming, it'll shut down the conveyor. So it's extremely safe for all vehicles.
All right, so as you can see, we're dealing with technology in the car wash. One of the newer aspects of technology are these cameras here. This is an LPR system, or license plate recognition. The beauty of this is we can sign a customer up, enters their license plate automatically into the computer, so when they roll up, that camera reads their plate, automatically triggers their wash. We don't have to add any kind of sensors or tags to the vehicle. Makes the process completely 100% contactless if need be. Allows the customers easy access. If for some reason they have a brand new vehicle, or we have a plate that does not read, i.e. maybe an out of plate, vanity plate, or temp tag, we still do have the RFID tag, fast pass reader, so we can put a radio frequency identification tag inside the windshield. This will read the vehicle and automatically trigger the wash for them, allowing these magnetic gates to open, and off they go. The computer system, you see 3 lanes here. Typically the question is, well, how does the car wash know who's getting what wash? Well, the beauty is these gates will only open one at a time, and they'll put themselves in a queue. So they will stack the cars based on when the gates open. So this gate opens, this car would be first. If this one opens next, second, and third. There are loops in the ground to tell the computer when the vehicle is past this and can open the second gate. These are inspection cameras. This allows us to capture any potential issues we may have with the vehicle prior to entrance to the tunnel. These are high resolution 4K cameras meant specifically for this purpose. Gives you the confidence as a customer that if something does come off in the wash, we have a very good view of it here, and we'll be able to tell you, hey, no, that piece was loose when it came in. Here's the clear footage to show that. It also helps the owner, operator, manager to be able to either accept or deny a claim based on what this video footage shows. All right, the cameras on the walls in the tunnel are part of a no pileup system. That's the anti-collision system. Customer puts the vehicle in drive, starts rolling down the tunnel, it will shut the entire tunnel down to protect the equipment and the vehicles. The equipment in a facility like this can run millions of dollars, so we also have to protect that as well as the customer's investment in their vehicle. This is what controls everything that happens on the back side. You've got your electrical portion. This is where all your electrical panels come in, what we call MCC, or Motor Control Center. Inside this motor control center are various PLC, PLC units that allow us to control every piece of individual equipment in that tunnel electronically, including chemical dispensing. We can make any kind of adjustments here on the computer screen as needed, or we have a remote service that we can actually use on our phone, make the adjustments while we're watching the cars go through the tunnel. When we talk about RO water or reverse osmosis, this is a reverse osmosis system. What this does, it takes our softened water from the city, runs it through a membrane system and a filter to take all impurities out of the water down to 5 microns. This allows us to treat water, store it for use. As the wash needs it, it pulls from the tanks. This fills the tanks on demand. Your hydraulic power pack unit. This runs some of our hydraulic equipment in the tunnel. We've got several of these located throughout the wash. Each one controls its own specific piece of equipment that prevents us from having multiple units on one pack. If the pack goes down, you lose half your tunnel. We like to do it individual piece of equipment to individual power pack. These are high pressure pumping stations. We have water in these. This happens to be recycled water that we use to typically flush wheels, undercarriage. We run a high volume pump under medium pressure. You are also now looking at our chemical dispensing system. It's all electronic, draws the chemical up through this tube, through a dial system that allows us to control the mixture, out through a solenoid valve that's air and electric controlled out to the car wash arches. The nice thing about a system like this is we are probably, compared to an average car wash, able to save anywhere from 10 to 20 cents a car by using a system that really allows us to dial in our chemical extremely tight. This is our water reclaim system. What this does is it takes water from the trench in the car wash, runs it through underground tanks to settle most of the solids out. It then runs it through a filtration system here to be reused in the car wash, typically on high pressure functions that are used just to blast your dirt and your mud off your vehicle. These are not used to actually clean the vehicle because this is dirty water, but there are no suspended solids in this. We're not flushing sand back onto the car or dirt back onto the car. Okay. We're using this essentially as a booster pump. What this does is allows us to maintain water pressure regardless of what the city water pressure does for us. Allows consistent flow to all of our applications within the back room, so that way we're getting a consistent wash quality out in the bay. Because your city water pressures can vary a little bit. This will give us a consistent 200 PSI, which is enough to run everything in the facility. An air compressor with an air dryer. You use the air dryer to actually take the moisture out of the air. None of the electronic components here, solenoid valves and whatnot, like water. So we like to remove that with an air conditioning system. You have to have air to run your solenoid valves and to foam all your soap. So if you're going through a car wash and you see foam, that foam is a direct action of air compressors. Most car washes, and ours specific, has several amenities for the customers. This is a draw, so we aren't charging for this service. This is a draw to get them on site, to get them to spend their money with us. A couple things is we have free centralized vacuums that allow them to vacuum as long as they want. There are no timers on these. We also offer compressed air on site if you want to blow out around seats, cup holders, under the seats. And we also have these nice mat machines. These are pretty expensive units, but these will clean and dry a mat in 30 seconds. They use a set of scrub brushes and squeegees and then a set of blowers on the backside that are heated that will give you a clean and dry mat in under 30 seconds. These are, okay. The amenities at our car wash and most car washes are a draw. It's a value, what they call a value-added service. It allows us to draw that customer on site. They know that they can come in here and they can get free glass cleaner, they can get tire shine that they can hand apply themselves. They get towels, they get all-purpose cleaner, vacuums, and air. So essentially a customer can come in here, get their wash, spend a few minutes, 15 minutes out here and kind of clean up their car without having to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars at a full service or a detail shop to get their vehicle spruced up here on site.
So every morning at 6:30 a.m., operations manager comes in and pulls the roster reports for the day and basically gets every site opener on a call. We discuss everyone's roster. We look at weather for the day, days of the week, are there any holidays, and talk about volume. Also, we see if there's any issues at each site. But it basically gives us the foundation for the day that we start out. You know, if there is anybody that called in, if somebody's got COVID or whatever, and there's a roster issue, we address it at 6:30 a.m. and then we modify our approach for the day. So there's no surprises. You know, say at 1 o'clock, you know, we come in, we look at the camera system, and there's a huge line in, you know, one of our sites, and we get to why are we not producing? You know, it goes back to that AM call, us getting ready for the day. So that's vital. Another call that we do at 2:30 is we go over the numbers for the day before, and I really encourage people to do a full audit of their daily reports, because inside that audit you'll find a lot of gold nuggets of, you know, key points that you need to focus on. Looking at manager comp, looking at rewashes, looking at any issue that could arise from operational deficiencies. You want to be on top of that, and you want to have those phone calls with your operators in the field so you can make sure that everything is running as you know, smoothly as possible. We want to take the day before, so we look at cars per man hour, total cars, conversion ratio, rewashes, refunds, plans sold, total revenue, so on and so forth. This day was a slow day in the sense that we had rain. So, and then we come over, we look at our color-coded, you know, performance indicators, and we look at week to date. We track our labor cost throughout the week. We have our unlimited membership counts. You know, all of the important factors that make a successful business, we look at every single day, and we track those and chart those all the way through a payroll period, a month in, a quarter, year to date, you name it. So this car wash here is in Radcliffe. We purchased it 2 years ago, and it needed a DRB upgrade. We converted Washify to DRB, and in the first like 30 days we doubled the business. In October of last year, we were approached by International Carwash. You know, they wanted to acquire some sites, and we sold it to them so we could afford to get into the interior cleaning service. But this was a tremendous opportunity for us. It came with the quick lube. We sold the quick lube to Valvoline, and we doubled our money on the transaction in less than 2 years. So how do you configure pricing inside of the car wash? It depends on what you're offering the customer. You know, we offer 5 people in the prep bay, a person at the auto cashier, a person in the vacuum area. So, you know, our base wash price is $15, and we're at the top of the national market for a base car wash. We go 15, 20, 25 for our top tier package. That does not include a buff and shine or anything. That's just a really high quality car wash. And so then when we go and do our unlimited strategy, we want to be below 2 times that wash price. So on our $15 car wash, it's $29.99. So when we're at the sales station, we can say it's less than 2 visits. Like if you come twice a month, the plan pays for itself. So you want, in the greater that, or the less of that multiplier. So if you're 1.5, you know, versus 1.9 on the unlimited ratio, then that's much better of an offer to the consumer. So you're going to have a higher conversion rate, and then you're also going to keep the person in the plan longer. So the one thing we're trying to figure out now is how we price this interior cleaning service to where it doesn't cannibalize itself. It pays for the labor, you know, and then some. We've got to make a profit. But one thing that is interesting, I think, is that this interior cleaning belt option is going to drive people to the car wash. So you factor that in as far as you generating revenue that you would not have had before. So that's something you got to look at as well.
When we're evaluating pricing structure, there's several things to consider. One is your location. How many house rooftops are within, you know, 1, 2, 3 mile radius? What's the median income, the age of homes, even the age of your customer base. Typically, customers, you know, mid 40s to mid 60s have the most disposable income. So if you're in a neighborhood with much younger crowd, your pricing structure's got to reflect that. You also want to evaluate all your competitors in the area. Let's be realistic. You don't want to be 3 times as much as the guy down the street. You won't get any business no matter how good you are. So you've got to balance those things together when you're coming up with a pricing structure and pricing strategy. And then you have to evaluate what services and amenities are we going to give? How does that differentiate us from the guys down the street or guys across town? And what do we feel is a reasonable price expectation for what we deliver? And once you've kind of compounded all those things, you come up with a pricing structure and an unlimited structure that makes financial sense for your customer, but also makes financial sense for you. It is a balancing act, you know, one that you want to make sure you take full advantage of, so you can make these as profitable as possible and as busy as possible.